Salakium. Alright, it's your brother Samat coming to you in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Another lesson where all praises, honor, and glory are due to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and double honor to the elders and apostles who taught us his truth. Alright, we're going into the value of a man is being set. I'll entitle this video somewhere around those lines. But the value of a man is being set as we speak. What the Most High is doing is he's building us up first and foremost in the spirit. He's given us the spirit to know wisdom, the spirit to know knowledge, right? And he's given us the fear on his name and his ways, right? And he's given us the gift of faith. And with all those things combined, pursuant to Isaiah 33:6, right, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. So when the times that we're coming into, Jacob's trouble, the end days, all right, those perilous, dangerous, dreadful days, a man is going to be the most precious and valuable thing walking the earth, or upon the earth, I should say. And not just any man, but what kind of man? A man after the Most High's heart. The man who is ultimately of the elect, I'm going to say. A man of the Lord. An Israelite man who knoweth the names of the Lord, who has sacrificed and put off this world for righteousness' sake. Those are the men that are going to be priceless, all right, and infamous in those days. All right, we're going to be infamous because we're going to be notoriously known for being believers of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and to the heathen it's going to be infamous, but amongst the Israelites we're going to be famous, and we're going to be stars, if you will. So the Most High is setting the stage for that. So, on this side right now, while everything seems to be normal, all right, the Israelite man in particular, all right, he's not looked upon. He's counted out. He's counted last. Even our own women, generally speaking, all right, look down upon us. They don't respect us. I was on Instagram earlier, and a post popped up, and it basically said something around the lines where a woman had posted a video, and she was like, in the captions, when my husband says, make my dinner by the time I get home, and she was like, put her hand up to say, like, nigga, where's the ring? But it was really a ring on her hand, and she was like, oh yeah, I am a wife. Let me go make that dinner. And then, and this was Eve, right? This was probably a Judite woman. And when you go through the comments, nothing but nigga women, bro. And I'm gonna call it like it is, nothing but nigga women, talking shit like they always do. All right, I wish a man would. But the comment that stuck with me the most was there was this woman who said, basically, the only person who could tell me or say to me, make sure, quote, 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 is my manager or boss. My husband could never. We are equals. I wish he would. And it fucked me up because the so-called black woman would respect, value, and listen to her boss, which is likely an Edomite or a heathen, more likely than not an Edomite. She'll respect him. His word holds more weight than that of her own husband. And her justification was like, me and my husband are equal, right? Her hypothetical husband, because we know damn well she's not married. She said, we're equal. My boss is the one who could literally ruin my life. He can play what he has access. He signs my paycheck. And I'm like, bitch, if you got a husband, your husband can take care of you. Y'all are one flesh. Your husband can ruin your life. And bitch, your manager can fire you at the drop of a dime and hire somebody else. But that's the mentality of the so-called black woman in particular, just based upon that post, but really the Israelite woman in general. It's not just the so-called black woman, it's the Latino woman, Native American woman, all right, just the Israelite woman in general. and they don't value the Israelite man. Now, granted, I'm not biased because the Israelite man himself is trash, man. The Israelite man ain't shit. You know, they're a bunch of niggas. All right, they're a bunch of effeminate beta males. All right, can't control their emotions. All right, have no morals, no standards, no convictions. All right, they're brute beasts. All right, raised by their mamas. All right, and these are the. So we're not going to sit here and just point the blame on one side, but in particular, we're talking about how the men, even the good men of our nation, get looked down upon. You know, even the good men. But just be mindful that pursuing Isaiah 13, I believe it's 13 and 12, where it says the Most High will make a man more precious than fine gold, and that's the times we're coming into. So, like I said, Yahweh Shemi Shai is grooming us in the spirit so that we can have that wisdom, right? So we can have that conviction, those morals, those things that are going to be necessary to our society and actually raising children and raising a family, right? And then on the same token, if you really be a doer of this word, you would be improving in every other aspect of your life. You know, you would be improving in your vocabulary. You would be improving in your countenance, all right, your emotions. You will be improving in your composure. All those things that you will be working on yourself to cultivate into what a righteous and perfect man would be. You know, when you think about your ancestors, you think about how was Abraham? What was the nature of Abraham? What was the stature of Abraham? Right? One of the greatest men in the scriptures. What was the stature of David? One of the greatest men in scripture. What was the stature of Solomon? What was the stature of Nehemiah, Isaiah, you know, so on and so forth? What was the stature of Yahweh Shai, man? You know, all of our forefathers, Jacob, Isaac, Noah, Shem, you could just, you know, the list goes on. If you think about their nature and their composure and their stature, it was nothing like the men you see today. And we pursuing a what? Jeremiah, it says, look upon the old ways and think upon the old paths. So we should be trying to be more so in an ancient mentality and way of life, or I should say an ancient mentality and way of life. You could say that. Not necessarily saying you have to do things the old way, but think about how the men of old would handle a lot of situations. Think about how masculinity once was upon the earth. And it's time to redevelop and reclaim that masculinity. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai. So that's what the Most High is doing. All right. And during Jacob's trouble, we're going to be the most desirable thing, because the men of the Lord, they made so much sacrifices on this side that the Most High is going to abundantly give them their return on their investment. All right. That's Jacob's trouble is going to be the beginning of the return of our investment, because what? All the things that we sacrifice and sell on this side, I'm going to say sell, right? Those are our sacrifices. We sell all we have and follow Yahweh Shai. We're going to receive the return on our investment in Jacob's trouble. That's going to be the beginning, because that's when we're going to start to see the value. Our value is really going to start to show then, because the Most High has made it clear that his men are going to be taken care of during Jacob's trouble. Because I always like to say, Jacob's trouble is not for the righteous, but Jacob's trouble is for the 2/3 or the wicked of our people. That's what Jacob's trouble is for. Now, the elect are going to be tested and refined during Jacob's trouble, but we're getting the brunt of our fire and affliction now. And then Jacob's trouble is kind of going to be like that little, when we start to see our glory, you know, because, hey, like I said, 7 women shall take hold of one man, right? Isaiah 4:1. And then you go into Isaiah 32, and I believe it's verse 2, where it says that a man shall be a hiding place from the wind, a covert from the tempest, a rock, a water, and a weary place. So a man, specifically the Israelite man who is a believer and follower of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, in those days that we're coming into and continuing on after that up into the kingdom and for eternity, we're going to be literally a breath of fresh air. Because what does Amos say about the day of the Lord, right? It's darkness and not light. All right? You know, you run from a lion into a bear. You run from a bear into a house. Lean your hand on the wall and you get bit by a serpent. All right? There's no end. There's no rest for the wicked, as they say, right? Well, for the Israelite man, there will be rest. There will be peace. There will be stability. There will be safety. There will be security. Even if it might not be 24/7, there's going to be good pockets and periods of time where we will be delivered. We will be fed. We will be warmed. We will be clothed. While everyone else is struggling survival of the fittest, for us, it's just going to be survival of the faithful. And our faith in those days should be at its highest point. Theoretically, right? Our faith during Jacob's trouble should be at its highest because we are literally living the things that we have talked about before. We are literally living what we have said that was going to happen before it happened. That should be validation for us. So our faith should be at its highest point, you know? We shouldn't even really, there really shouldn't even be a wavering of our faith during that time, man. Obviously, if you're going through, I could probably see the only time it's really, you get some type of test of your faith is when, you know, death is on the line or torture and pain is on the line. But even then, you know, even then, we die every day, man. You know, we die every day here in this flesh, man, through the spirit. Every day in this world, man. We're ready to go, man. We're ready to die. You know, if so be, because what? We know that if we leave this world, we know death is not the end. We know we're gonna go to the spirit world and be at peace, man. And waiting for Yahweh's return. You know. Now, granted, we don't want a taste of death. No, we want to live. We want to see our way through the kingdom. You know, we want to live through the tough times, and we want to actually be beamed up into the chariot, right? And look down and watch the destruction. And then, boom, become crowned and step into a kingdom and receive our inheritance, man. And the Most High is going to make us a praise and a glory and an eternal excellency, thus saith the Lord, man, in a very near future. So all we have to do is continue to do what we've been doing for all these years, but increasing, all right? Ever growing. It has to be consistent growth. Every single day is a day or as an opportunity to learn something new and to improve on something, even if it's just 1% every day, even if it's a 0.5%, even if it's 0.1%. As long as you're showing consistent growth, that's what matters. All right. So Lord willing, this video was edifying. Just a quick hitter, impromptu. All right, something I wanted to kind of talk about a little bit. Lord willing, you brothers were edified by this, and you sisters too, if you're listening to it. However, whatever you could take from this. All right, till next time, shalom.